Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Kim Quady with KimPlaysWithPaper.com. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Mesa, Arizona, and I try to come live almost every Tuesday to share a fun card making project or samples or techniques. Thank you for joining me. Say hello if you're here this morning, and let me know where you're from. Good morning, Wendy. Thanks for popping in today. I'm going to be heading to Minnesota in the next week or so. Good morning, Lisa. Thanks for popping in. So today I am going to be showing some card samples using Stampin' Up's Evergreen Elegance stamp set. Good morning, Tammy. Thanks for popping in, as well as the Tidings of Christmas Designer Series paper that is included in the 15% off sale this month. Hey, Linda, thanks for popping in. So I did a class the other day, and we focused just on this one stamp set and this Designer Series paper. So I will be sharing some of the cards that I created, and actually today, we are going to be making 2 of the cards. Usually I only do 1, but today we'll make 2. So thanks, Linda and Marty, for popping in. Let me move the camera down and we'll get started stamping this morning. Stamping and sharing our card samples. All right. So the Evergreen Elegance stamp set is shown on page 91 of Stampin' Up's annual catalog. And the stamp set itself is $22, but if you buy it in a bundle with this really fun evergreen border punch, you get 10% off. So I'll show you how I use some of that gold paper with that. It was super fun. I had some really fun results with this stamp set. So I hope you'll like what I have going on. Good morning, Don. Thanks for popping in. All right. So this is a real simple stamping card, basically rubber stamps, ink, and paper. And I did add a little bit of the ribbon that's also in the annual catalog, the Evergreen, Evening Evergreen ribbon. So that's really fun. Good morning, Margaret. Thanks for popping in. So we'll be making that one in a little bit. This one is also fun. It uses the Designer Series paper from the Tidings of Christmas. Good morning, Sue. And it also uses the border punch. And you can see I've got some of that rose gold. And then underneath, I have some of the Evening Evergreen Shimmer Vellum, the ribbon, and some in-color jewels. This one we also created. This one I put it on my blog, KimPlaysWithPaper.com, with the different measurements to cut. This is a good design here to use with any Designer Series paper. It doesn't have to be Christmas. It could be birthday. It could be any sentiment, any Designer Series paper, but it allows you to showcase a couple of different pieces of that. This one, another just very simple stamping, rubber stamps, ink, and paper. Again, showcasing that Tidings of Christmas Designer Series paper. And then the other card that I created with all of that is this. And this also uses the Wintry 3D embossing folder. There are 2 of them in there. One is snowflakes and the other one are these pine boughs. And I just love this glimmer, that gold glitter paper with the punch. And then I cut a little piece of the Designer Series paper out, the Tidings of Christmas. So we'll make this one too. Just felt like doing some extra stamping today, and the projects are fairly straightforward. So let's start with this one. And that's Sahara Sand cardstock. Good morning, Joe, and thanks for popping in. The Sahara Sand, when I'm trying to decide what colors to use in the project, I go to the back of the Designer Series paper package and see what's listed So it's Misty Moonlight, Sahara Sand, Soft Succulent, Whisper White, Evening Evergreen, and Cherry Cobbler. So I know that when Stampin' Up! Has put those together, I know that when I select those cardstocks from my stash, I know that all of it's going to go together and it's going to look good. I'm confident about that. So I drug out the Sahara Sand. So that's just my cardstock base. I have another piece at 5 1/4 by 4. And then this piece is a piece of designer series paper in that Tidings of Christmas. Remember, it's 15% off through August 2nd. Good morning, Janice. And we're going to actually stamp on that to make it look like a snowy background. And that measures 5 1/4 by 2.5 inches. And then I have a layering piece of that's Cherry Cobbler. And so that's also 5 1/4, but that's going to be at 2 3/4, as well as my evergreen ribbon. So I'll kind of show you how I got that Christmas tree effect. I have my tree all on my block already. See, move away so I don't get ink everywhere. That's just something I do. So I'm inking up my my tree, and there is no right or wrong way to do this. It's just fun to see. It's called stamping off, or second or third generation stamping, and it almost looks like I'm using a different color, but I'm not. So I'm gonna just put this tree right here. And then, without re-inking, I'm going to move my stamp over, and I'm going to stamp again. And then I'm going to move it back over here and stamp again. So I'm giving it some depth and some different colors. I'm making some trees look like they're close and some trees like they're farther away. So I'll just try it again over here. And I'm not being real precise. I'm just putting them wherever fancy strikes me. And I think I need one more. And that's the thing. You can just kind of put them wherever your little heart desires. All right. So there we go. That's our tree. The only other stamping that we have on that is on our Sahara Sand base. We need to put our Merry Christmas sentiment, and I have that all on a block ready to go. Oh, I'm glad I can give you something to do while you're waiting in the doctor's office. That can be a time. So I'm just inking my Merry Christmas up with the Cherry Cobbler, and I'm going to stamp it in the bottom right-hand corner. I think I'm going to practice down here first, I did this to make sure it was in the right spot, but you know, the practice one's usually better than the real one. But we have 2 sides to every sheet of paper, so there's good news in that. All right, that looks awesome. All right, we are done stamping, and now we just need to put this card together. And that means that I will put my trees on top of the Cherry Cobbler just with my Stampin' Seal Plus. And they're the same length, but it's a little different vertically. So just try to give it the same border at the top and the bottom. Okay, there we go. And then I have my ribbon, and some of you know me, and some of you know that I really, really love a faux bow or a fake bow. So how I do that is I have a piece of ribbon, I suppose that's about 7 inches, and I put a glue dot on each end of the ribbon. And then what I do is wrap it around the back so that the glue dots here on the back, try to get that straight. You know, sometimes it's just, but the good news is you can always move that, and it's not a big deal. All right. So this is where the faux fake bow comes in. I just take another smaller piece of ribbon that's at about 4.5, and I just tuck it underneath. I'm sure some of you have seen this before, but this is my absolute favorite. How can you not be successful at a faux bow? There we go. And then I'm just going to use my trusty ribbon scissor from Stampin' Up! From years ago and pop that off. There we go. All right, from there, we'll just put a little Stampin' Seal Plus. I know, Marty, it has taken me forever to learn how to do bows. I can also do bunny ear bows pretty well. And one of my team members gave me a bow maker so that I can always fall back on that. So I am going to just place that here. And then it goes on my card base. Remember that Sahara sand. Again, all the colors coordinate that Stampin' Up! Puts in the designer series paper. Helps you be successful in your card making endeavors. So there we go. So if you needed to send a card to someone, oh, Colleen, thanks for popping in. You are most welcome. I hope that you're hanging in there. So if you needed to make a bunch of cards for Christmas, this would be super simple, fairly flat, so that you could get those in the mail to all your peeps. Alrighty, so then I promised we would make 2 cards today, and this is the other one I wanted to put together with you. This uses the soft succulent cardstock. And that's 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. I have a piece of that soft succulent, and that measures 5 by 3 1/4, and I've already run that through the Wintry 3D embossing folder. Good morning, Debbie. Thanks for sharing. Alrighty, and then I have did I say this is soft succulent? Then I have the evening evergreen. You know what I'm talking about. 3 1/2 by 5 1/4. So this one is just very easy as well. And let's see, and then I'll have this gold. That is some really awesome stuff. I love that. And then I have a circle cut from the Tidings of Christmas Designer Series paper, and then a little bit of this fun gold paper. Good morning, Beth. Thanks for popping in. So this is just easy peasy. I'm sticking my little, I've just got that to try to get the most out of it's 3 by 1 1/2. Try to get the most out of that paper because it's so beautiful. And then I'm just going to punch it and pop it out. Now, this is not the part that we use. I got a little confused at class the other night. Good morning, Chris. Thanks for popping in. That piece will pop out. It kind of looks like this. So I just need to, yikes, I just have my ribbon scissor, and I can't use that. So I'm just going to, good morning, Cindy. Thanks for popping in. I'm going to just pop that off. Just use your paper snips to trim that. And then we're good to go. And you can make a long or a short or whatever size piece you want. You can just keep stamping. And the only stamping on this card is the sentiment, the Christmas wishes, and I grabbed that from the Banner Year stamp set that's also in the annual catalog, and I used the Evening Evergreen with that as well. Let's see, so let me move all of that out of the way. Seems I make one card and have a disaster on the desk. So, and again, I also like to practice just a little bit. Seems I did get some ink, but I will be careful. So I've got this teeny little piece here, and I'm just going to stamp right in the middle and try not to get ink everywhere. There we go. All right, so that's all the stamping to this card. So it's just a matter of putting it together. I'll use my soft, succulent. There's my base. The first thing I'm going to do, close the ink so it doesn't get in my elbow or my fingers. The first thing I'm going to do is add some adhesive to the back of that. Sometimes I would use glue for that, so I'm going to be careful and put that on. And it goes, just to remind you what the card looks like, it goes right in the middle of my Evergreen Elegance. Okay. Then we need about 16 inches of this gold trim. This gold trim comes in, you get a silver roll and a gold roll, so that's kind of fun. It's beautiful, and I'm trying not to use it like all at one time. So I'm taking that and I'm going to tie a bow over in the corner here as best I can on the left-hand side. Okay, get that tight and the nice thing is I can move it wherever I need it. All right. Then the next step for me is to take that circle that I have right here, and I'm going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. Like I tell people at class, I really like to put them at the top and the bottom so that I'm not going to put it right on the ribbon. I want to straddle the ribbon, otherwise it flippy flops everywhere. And I don't really, this little circle doesn't have a specific up or down, but I think that I like how that looks. So I'll just stick that right there. The other thing is you could use our mini dimensionals and pop those trees up if you wanted a little bit of extra dimension. But I'm just going to use a glue dot and put some of the glue dots on the back of the trees and center them on my little winter scene here. I just think they're so pretty and so cute. Of course, everything is, isn't it? All right, and then we'll attach our sentiment with some glue dots on the back. And that goes. And with the grid paper, you can kind of look at the lines and make sure that you get that on straight. So then, let's see, let's trim off the little gold pieces. You might be able to get away with a little less, but I know I need a lot of ribbon to be successful. I don't know about you guys, but I know we've talked a little bit about bow tying. So here's my Stampin' Seal Plus. Going to put that on the back. Have anybody done their Christmas in July cards yet? I know that Stampin' Up's mini catalog comes out really soon. August 3rd, you can start ordering from that. And it's full of brand new things. But this beautiful stamp set is in the annual catalog, and you can get started with it right now. All right. So there's that. And the last thing that we need to do is add some jewels. And I have these in color jewels. I'll take those small ones and I'm just going to stick them on the edge, just kind of to frame that sentiment. So there we go. We have made a couple of holiday cards for our stash using Stampin' Up's Evergreen Elegance stamp set. We've created pretty much a clean and simple card with a little bit of ribbon, some simple stamping, and a couple of the other cards I created. Just more fun designer series paper is the focus. I could add some jewels to add to that. That is a really fun using some designer series paper, and then that one there. So that is the little quick and pretty stamp set. Remember the designer series paper, there are 9 packages total, 15% off through August 2nd. So be sure to check those out, stock up on that and use it up. And I will be back next Tuesday morning with another video, and I guess I'll have another Christmas in July. So have an awesome week, have an awesome day, and we'll check back next week. Thanks, everyone, for watching. You can find me at kimplayswithpaper.com, as well as my page where you're visiting and my YouTube channel. Thanks so much. Thanks, everyone, for your compliments on the cards. It was super fun putting them together. I'm glad you enjoyed them. Have a good day. Bye-bye.